My name is Patricia Pitney, born 20th of September 1932. Holy crow.
Daughter of?
This was the first poem. Oh, my poems are actually mostly to do with living in America, and sometimes the differences between America and England. And the first poem I wrote for America, I think it's correct to say, was the first time I came to America and saw the Statue of Liberty. I saw the Statue of Liberty at 5:30 in the morning. It was very dramatic and wonderful. So this is what I wrote. So, shining symbol of liberty, your burning torch of truth, piercing the dawn sky and sending its far-flung flames of freedom in a blaze of hope around the world. Let no child of your far-reaching shores dare fail to honor your unspoken words. In God we trust. This is a poem introducing American martinis to an English friend when I returned to England. And the martini is put together in England with 2/3 of dry vermouth and 1/3 gin. But in America, I discovered it is 2/3 gin and not much more than a splash of vermouth. So you get quite a reaction. So this is on introducing an American martini to an English friend when I returned to England. Would you like a martini, darling? I've got some American gin. You know gin is just mother's ruin, but this is the wages of sin. Now, sweetie, don't drink it too quickly. Their proof's rather greater than ours. They not only make it from rags and old boots, they throw in the stripes and the stars. No vermouth? Well, I showed it the bottle. Much too cold. But, darling, it's iced. You've a feeling you're going to fall over. I know, dear, but isn't it nice? Do sit down. Ooh, I see that you have done. Are you comfortable there on the floor? You've decided to live in America? Let's drink to it, darling, some more.
That's my favorite, Mom.
Is that your
That's
favorite?
My favorite.
I know, that really happened. Oh my God, I'll never forget tasting that first martini. Wow. So what should we do
What
next?
about the tennis one?
Oh, yes. Some of the words in America mean something quite different and can be very embarrassing. Now, this did not actually happen to me, but it would have been embarrassing if it had. Before I left for America the first time, I think, that I came, one of my cousins said to me, Tricia, do not ask any American male for a knock-up. It does not mean a casual game of tennis. So then I made this poem up just for fun, because it didn't actually happen. Unwittingly, unknowingly, I propositioned men, inviting them to join me for a knock-up, sharp at 10. And when I said the tennis courts would be our meeting place, I saw a very startled look flash across each face. I later learned they'd always thought that English girls were cold, and therefore they were duly stunned that I should be so bold. And bold I was, not asking one, but actually asking 3. All I wanted was a tennis game, those gentlemen and me. Is that one fun?
That one's fun.
This is another word that you have to be very careful using in America, because it is something quite different from what it means to you in England. This actually happened to me with my boss in San Francisco. and I can still see the expression on his face. When I walked into his office and stood in front of him, he was sitting at his desk, and I said, and this is the little poem I wrote to explain it. "May I borrow a rubber?" I asked my San Francisco boss. Astonishment and disbelief showed on his face. It is embarrassing to forget that in America, a rubber is called an eraser. Okay. This on my first visit to the United States and going south. This I will always remember as a big shock. It is 1959. I am in a southern bus station. Segregated restrooms. I can't believe it. How naive I am. America, land of opportunity. You send conflicting signals. Blacks and whites are equal.